Hey there. I am excited to be here. This is my first live stream, and it's my first live stream on Streamyard. So earlier today, I was in a cafe and I was just trying to figure out how do I make this work? What do I do? How do I sign up for this? And honestly, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but here I am. I hope it's working out. I'm in the backstage studio and it looks like I am live. So, in any case, what I'll go ahead and do, let me check YouTube and see if I'm here. I think this is also working, but let me check. All right, looks like I am live on YouTube also. So, I wanted to talk about intuition for creatives and how we can recognize, learn to trust, and follow our creative intuition as it comes. And so I want to give you guys just kind of 3 tips that I've learned when it comes to recognizing intuition, following it, and trusting it. So the first is recognition of the intuition. Like usually we'll go about our day to day, and sometimes we'll have a hunch that pops up and we're, not sure about what that means. And we know that there's something more to it and it's more than just a coincidence. So for instance, I have been seeing 111, 1111, 111 just constantly over the last, I guess, 4 days or so. And I've been going through this whole process for myself of how do I get my live stream set up and what do I want to talk about, and just reimagining my business and who I want to work with and getting clear about who I want to work with. And it's been a really enlightening process, so to speak. At one point, I was super blocked and I didn't know what to say or who to reach. And I've been getting some coaching on this also from an awesome coach who's just kind of opened up my eyes to some things that were already inside of me and helped me remember who I am and who I'm meant to help. And so, as a part of that, all these ones popping up 111, 111. And so I look and it's apparently meant to mean that I'm in alignment and that I'm on my path. And today I really started to feel that I was looking at and feeling into the desires for how I wanted my business to be in the future and who I wanted to work with. And it became clear to me that this is all in me. It just became like it was just pouring out of me. And then I started remembering, like on the microwave, I saw the 111. And then on my grocery bill, I saw the 111. And then I looked up at the clock and it was like 1 p.m. and like 1:11 p.m. And so signs, I think the universe will give us signs through our intuition that we're always where we're meant to be. And a lot of times these signs will seem like coincidences. They'll seem like maybe they're just like, okay, you're reading too much into it. But I would say, at least for me, and likely this, if you're here and kind of in my zone and in my community, you're probably feeling something similar where you're being pulled to something and you're like, that's interesting. What is that about? And then you're starting to kind of lean more into like, what is that about? And what is that about? The question kind of opens up more for you. And then that opens up even more. So that recognition of that string, like your intuition will give you a string where you just have to trust it and pull it. So recognizing it, flowing with it is really when you start to pull that string and you're like, oh, I guess like here's a fortune cookie. And then you start pulling out the paper and you're like, oh, wait, there's something more to this. And then you flip it around and you read the back and you're like, wait, there's even more to this. There's like lotto numbers and then there's a fortune too. But recognizing when the fortune cookie comes for you is really the most important pieces. It's like, what is that in your body? Do you usually feel it in your stomach? You usually feel it in your chest, in your heart area? Is it more of an emotional desire for you? Do you maybe get some downloads? Or is your intuition more in your visual or auditory or sensational? What is that for you? And learning to recognize that and tap into that as something that's a repeatable sense of guidance for you is important. Now, this trust piece, I think I was kind of going there with the recognition, but the trust, learning to just surrender, accepting surrender as a part of the creative process, accepting that when we're surrendering, we'll also still be safe, is a part of trusting that the intuition is always looking out for us and it's always there. And I call this, there's so much information out there now. There's so much knowledge that we can gain. But this intuition is almost like that universal wisdom. It's like with all of this knowledge and all of this information, like where do we actually go from here? And where are we meant to be? And who are we meant to be? What it shows up as and how it calculates as and what the strategy is, that's more of the information piece. But the wisdom piece is like, what is at the core of our work? What is at the base of who we are? And that is around surrendering, not doing too much, not trying to plan everything out, trusting that you'll get the string when you're meant to get the string. So you remember when I talked about the recognition, getting the string or getting the fortune cookie and then starting to pull that and recognize it, and the gratitude for the signs. And yes, thank you, give me more. And when you do that, you get more and more and more. So trusting to kind of stop and hand over the desires, the vision, hand it over to know that, hey, okay, I'm handing over the how and the what. And at my core is the essence of basically everything that we want to create at your core too. So that's a part of that trust, letting go, loosening your grip to be able to receive. Because when we loosen our grip, it's like, okay, there's an open hand there. And sometimes it's like pouring out of the cup, then you're able to kind of be fulfilled. So letting go a little bit, letting go to trust, surrender to trust, and allowing what it is to be what it is and to come in for you. And then that's really leads itself to the flow. So it's almost like an exhale, like a breathing out, like, okay, I let go, I trust this, I recognize it. There is some proof that starts to happen too. Like it actually worked out. Like, okay, I got this intuitive hit. I trusted the intuitive hit. Now I can, flow because I have the proof that when I trusted it works out. And the key thing is, even without the proof, knowing that it's always working out. And in fact, it's already worked out. It's done. And so, and maybe where we are from our perception or perspective or from our orientation, we're not able to see that it's done. But the instant that we get the desire and the reason that we have the desire is because it's already ours. It just has to unfold into our realities. And that's where our creation comes in, our creativity, our desires, our emotions, our feelings. But the structure around how it reveals itself or how it comes to be, it's really out of our hands. And that's where the magic happens. That's where the flow happens. It starts to unfold as it does. So, intuition for creatives, keeping in mind recognition for yourself as a creative. It's important to be still, to be able to recognize, okay, I'm getting this intuitive hit. It's mine. It's not based in fear. I know this means I want to act on this. Don't want to lose your window of time. Trusting it. Get the intuitive hit. Trust it. It's not a synchronous. I mean, it may be a synchronicity. It probably is, but it's not a coincidence. Is what I meant to say. Everything happens and unfolds for a reason. So trusting it, letting go, loosening your grip, having faith in the process. It's important. And then this final tip, and this is a big one, this is being in flow. Yes, and thank you, give me more. Just watch as the wisdom unfolds inside of you and is reflected outside of you. Things will become clear, plans are solidified, you know, money drops in, like whatever it is, it's as they say, leap and the net will appear. So my hope for you is, well, thank you for tuning in with me on this first live. I hope it comes out okay as I'm testing everything out. My hope is for you to be able to find stillness, for you to be able to recognize your own intuition, for you to be able to, and this is really the key, to remember why you are and who you are. And that might seem like a grand thing, but ultimately, that's where the power lies, especially for creatives. Shedding some of the boxes that were put on us or some of the boxes that we stepped into that maybe at one point kept us safe, maybe not, and returning to who we are. And intuition is just kind of a flashlight that shines on who we always were, who we always are, and in fact, who we're meant to be. So my hope is that you return to that power for yourself and ultimately shift reality by what you want to make, what you want to create, and who you want to be. Because we need that. You need that. All right. Thank you for bearing with me here. I'm so happy that you joined live or you're watching this replay. This is my personal challenge. So I'm starting this off, creating this. I'm committing to myself and to you all to show up and talk about some of these topics that my intuition has given me. And it's giving me to share with you. So I'll figure this out as we go. And I'm trying to see how we ended. Check out. So I'm Distinct Dialogue. You can check me out on my Instagram at Distinct Dialogue. And then my website is distinctdialogue.com to learn a little bit more about me and how you can work with me. And if you're on YouTube, I would love if you like and subscribe because I'll be back. All right, good to see you.